Up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane! No! It's
glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious! And I will defend!
Pokemon Ranger! I choose you!
What's up, my dear boys and girls? It's your Ranger Boy here, and welcome to another late review of the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. And even though it's a late review, I really hope that you guys will keep watching this video anyway, since we will talk about our beloved dorky villains with episode 25, fighting for a crystal, Team Rocket versus Team Skull. And finally, we get some proper Team Rocket screen time again. I really missed those lovable dorks. But you know what time it is, so grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and grab some delicious Pepsi Max Cherry. I got one right now. And without any more hesitation, let's do this. Episode starts with Ash and Kiava demonstrating their most powerful Z move for education purpose. Wait, they finally learned something at this school? What are they learning today? I will come to that in a few minutes, because before that, we are witnessing Team Rocket spying on our heroes, while also witnessing the Z move phenomenon for the very first time, and they certainly are impressed. And thanks to that hype, they are now deciding to search for a Z-crystal for themselves, while at the same time imagining them blasting off the twerp with their Z move. Aw, Meowth, you're still adorable. But before the glorious mission will be set in motion, we're changing back to the twerps who finally learned something legit from this school, which is that the usage of the Z move do not depend on the Pokemon type itself, but what kind of attack the Pokemon can use. For example, that Ash can also use the Stellium Z, thanks to Pikachu knowing the move Iron Tail. Furthermore, they are also learning about how each and every crystal looks and what type they belong to, thanks to Rotom rapping down part of the ending theme. But anyway, some of you might get bored from this, and that's why let's change to the more adventurous setting with Team Rocket finally discovering the location of the Darktium Z. Naturally, the Z Crystal is protected by the Totem Pokemon and their ally Pokemon, and Team Rocket gets to experience them firsthand. Meanwhile, it's time for the Team Skullgrunts to enter the fray, and it seems like they're searching for something. But instead of relying on a convenient machine just like James, they are relying on instincts of the leader and big brother of the group, and there doesn't seem to be any complaints whatsoever. Even after being surprised by Team Rocket and being attacked by the Totem Raticate, their optimism shall not crumble, since they now decide to catch the Dark-type Pokemon.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
Now both teams are in the same location, and at first, Team Skull's only goal was to get the giant Raticate, until they are glaring at the Darktium Z and spontaneously decide to get the Z Crystal instead, which automatically means that there will be some gang beef between Team Rocket and Team Skull, even though the love of female Team Skullgrunt for Meowth doesn't really indicate that beef at all. But a fight is certainly guaranteed, not only because of the Z Crystal, but also because Team Skull not knowing Kanto and also insulting the classic Team Rocket uniform. Yo, Team Skull, try to insult iconic things towards a Gen 1er. I will guarantee you that you will get more than just a beef, for example, being blasted off, just like the Rattatas and Raticates did with you. I guess those Rattatas and Raticates are Gen 1ers. Before we are continuing our Team Rocket Crystal mission, we are watching our heroes practicing the moves to activate the Z Crystal. And it can be summarized like this: adorable, super adorable, and Ash still can't properly dance even after Serena teaching him. My god, Ash. Anyway, the gang beef now is set in motion with the goal of who will be the first to obtain the Z Crystal, while the loser has to obey the winner. That's some classic stuff right there, and I can just imagine what female Team Skullgrunt wants to do with Meowth. So Team Rocket starts their tactic by first separating the normal Rattatas and Raticates from the big boss Totem Pokemon by luring them into a cage full of food with aroma powder on it. Certainly impressed by this plan, the Team Skull leader decides to use that for his advantage by using not only Team Rocket but also his own siblings as decoy to get access to the Darktium Z. And it works, since Alolan Raticate is now busy with fighting off both Team Skull and Team Rocket. Of course, Jessie and James have realized that and quickly are now trying to catch up with the Team Skull big bro, until they're hearing cries of help from the Team Skull sister and that Meowth is in danger. Arriving at the scenery, Jessie tells the siblings that their beloved idolized big brother only used them as decoy to get the Z Crystal, and they still idolize him. My god, those guys are loyal. Sadly, nothing can change the fact that both teams stand no chance against the powerful Pokemon, until the chosen one appeared. Yes, it's the best Pokemon of the entire anime, Mimikyu, who saves the day like a mofo hero by defeating the totem Pokemon with barrages of wood hammer attacks. That's what I call glorious! The rest of the plot can be summarized like this. Big Bro still fails to get the crystal, then gets blasted off by the other Alolan Pokemon again. Team Rocket gains crystal, and before they are able to get their sweet revenge on Team Skull, Beware interferes and is taking them back. Back at their sweet home, they're testing out their new crystal attached on a fake Z-ring. Obviously, with no success whatsoever. And with Team Rocket posing fabulously, the episode ends. So that was Team Rocket versus Team Skull, and with that, let's dive right into the ratings. What can I say about the story? The story overall was really entertaining, with my personal highlight being the whole interaction between Team Rocket and Team Skull. And that at the same time, the Sun and Moon anime showed a clear contrast between the teams. On the one hand, we have Team Rocket acting and thinking like a unit who help each other to achieve their goal. And on the other hand, we have Team Skull with the big bro as a leader, while the siblings are basically just there to obey him. And even after the siblings being in danger, the idolized brother didn't really give a damn, while Jesse and James immediately rushed to their companion. I really love how they showed the difference in both teamwork and attitude of both teams. Very good. The side story with Ash and the others finally learning something useful might have been rather short, but I personally didn't have a problem with that since the Team Rocket stuff was just way more entertaining anyway. So that's why I won't cut off points for that. What I will cut off points though is Mimikyu finishing off the totem Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, it was epic as fuck and just proves that Mimikyu is best Pokemon in the anime. But this victory was rather too convenient. Think about it, Ash needed 2 Pokemon, a lot of strategy, and a lot of thinking outside the box, and he still struggled a lot to finally defeat Totem Gumshoes. And Team Rocket's Mimikyu defeated Totem Raticate with no strategy and barely any problems by just barraging it with Wood Hammer over and over again. It's cool, but a little bit too convenient and a rather fast-paced ending. Therefore, I will cut off some points, but it still leads to a very solid 8 out of 10. What can I say about the focus? I will be honest here, the focus was perfect. The majority of the episode concentrated on both teams trying to get the Z-Crystal. And the Team Skull vs Team Rocket in the title not only represents the fight between both teams, but also that their attitude and teamwork are totally different, if not even direct opposite to each other, like I mentioned before. So with that being said, 10 out of 10. Last but not least, what can I say about the animation? Very good this time around. Personal highlights of the day were, for example, the simultaneous showcasing of Ash and Kiave's Z moves, even though in my opinion it would have been better if the transitions were blending instead of just cutting from one movement to another. Another highlight was Meow's imagination of him blasting off Ash and Pikachu in a cartoonish style, and even though I disliked that in the starter Pokemon episode, this time I really liked it because it had both dialogue and context. And my main highlight of this episode was Mimikyu's battle against Totem Raticate, and even though I disagree with the convenient ending, it was beautifully animated with not only showing Raticate being punched to the face, but also Mimikyu delivering the blows. And for me, it really felt like Mimikyu delivering the blows directly to the viewers, and I loved this point of view. So therefore, I will give the animation a 10 out of 10. So this episode scores a 9.33 out of 10 with the recommendation to totally watch this episode. It was just pure enjoyment with surprisingly not many funny faces, which also proves that you don't need forced comedy in the Sun and Moon anime to make a great episode. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this review just like always, and also, just like always, see you guys in the comment section down below. Bye guys!